Love that for us. We made it through the Monday grind, through the Tuesday blues, through the wacky Wednesdays, the terrific Thursdays, and now we're at the fantastic Fridays. That's not why you're here. You're here because I want to talk about how I document concerts and how I create content surrounding concerts. Why today, Ferg, you may ask, and well, I'll tell you. This Friday, my good buddy Andrew Hyatt dropped a new EP. It's the Neverland EP, and I'm pretty pumped to have been able to shoot some of the rare occurrences of live music that's happened around Ontario at some of the drive-in shows, and this song happened at a few of them, and I've been able to kind of cobble some stuff together. So during the last concert I shot for Andrew, I took a little bit of vlog footage on my phone, and I want to kind of take you through what it looks like a day in the life of a Ferg that bounces around in the back of vans and tour buses and that kind of good stuff. So hope you enjoy this, and if you don't enjoy this, you'll definitely enjoy Neverland. So like if this is as far as you get, just pop on over to Andrew Hyatt's page to try to find a way to link him and listen to the dang work. It's awesome. If you are here for the workflow, good. If you're here for those photo, video pieces of thing, it's coming up right now. Any day that I'm shooting with Andrew, I am responsible for photo and video. When I started doing this entire thing, I had no idea what it actually meant to be like a tour photographer or a live music photographer that specifically worked with bands. I'd had the opportunity to work for outlets such as Live in Limbo and also iHeartRadio. And in those situations, usually you go to the show, you shoot the first 3 songs, and then you leave. And that's kind of what everyone's experience seems to be, especially if you're working with outlets. Working with bands is a lot different because you have more of a one-on-one relationship, you have a personal connection, and you get to like see all the behind the scenes stuff. So this is kind of what that looks like. And a lot of your time is going to be spent hanging out in Sprinter vans, especially when you're starting out. The one funny thing about Sprinter vans is that I'm a 6'5" human, and no matter what happens, it feels like I end up scoring possibly the least amount of room because I always have to have my camera on me, which is kind of what you're seeing here. So I have 2 bags and I'm kind of just crammed in there. Got the Timmy's coffee and we're good to go, but still makes for a cozy little trip. The particular show we were headed to this day was on Manitoulin Island. So from Toronto, that is basically between 6 and 7 hours. One of my favorite things about these rides is the conversations that happen in the van. Like, it's really interesting because everyone has different experiences working in creative industries, whether you're doing playback or you're sound teching, you're working front of house or you're in the band. Everyone has this like symbiosis of understanding what's going on in everyone's life because we know the music scene, and it's cool to have like the real chats of talking through what it feels like to be a live event worker during a pandemic. So we ended up rolling in to pick up Andrew from his place at Sudbury. He then jumped in with us. We got to hang out with his dogs for a second. Love his dogs. Jack has a piece of my heart, always will. And Jesse's an absolute sweetheart. And then we just kept on rolling. This was like 4 hours into the trip. 4 hours of just straight van lifing. Okay, this is a cool piece of the little journey. So another GH alumni that has found some success in the media field right out of graduation is Warren Shalote, who's a reporter and photographer for the Manitoulin Expositor, and he actually did a piece on the live show, and he and I were able to connect, and he actually printed a little bit of a story about Andrew and the crew, and he gave me one of the freshly minted copies. You can still smell the ink as it dried on the pages. Warren, thank you for being you. GH, thanks for making great reporters, and GH, thanks for giving me a media cage so I could practice the skills that got me to here. So when I shoot, my setup is pretty much the same throughout the day. So I have a Canon 5D Mark IV that has a 24-105, and I use that for most like documentary style photos, like more about just like being present and just capturing a lot of moments. And of course you can do things to make your scenes artistic and make them look good, but my job has now become a lot more of like a documentarian, like a photo scribe than anything else. So for video, I usually have my Zoom H5 with a shotgun attachment wired into my Sony a7 III and a Sigma 35 1.4 with an ND. And that's like my go-to like video thing, because if you're a video person and you're trying to figure out how to just like instantly upgrade your game, get an 82mm ND, variable ND, and a bunch of stepping rings and a fast lens, and shoot at 1/50th of a second at 1.4. If that's all like Greek, that's totally fine. I can explain that. Just like shoot me a DM, drop a comment, something like that. But Fast lenses, fast primes are a vibe. One of the traditions of this band is to make set lists inspired by the plights of our fearless leader. I had the fortune of taking that photo, and Jesse, our graphics guy, he made it into the beautiful thing that it is today. And then it becomes showtime, and showtime's always a really exciting period because you get to see all of like the hours of travel, the years of skill, and like just the brethren come together and throw out some wicked music, and that's where things get really exciting. Don't have any behind the scenes footage from that because I was doing my job.
Maybe I'll just crash and burn and fall flat on my face. For me it ain't the finish line, it's all about the race. And I don't wanna be another shoulda, coulda been. I wanna be the one that gave it all he had. Show them all that you can, just like that, be the man that I am when I get back to Neverland.
It's always a blast hanging with that crew, and in the light of the recent year that we've had, it's been an absolute blessing to be able to have experienced like live music, feel those kick drum beats just going, and I'm pumped to hear music return soon. I miss shooting photos, I miss shooting videos, and I miss all the little moments with that little camp. So if you haven't made your mind up to do so already, final plug, please. Neverland's out now. Go check it out.